Hello YouTube, welcome to Parking Lot Mechanic. Today we are going to be doing something a little different. We are going to be putting a starter on a Toro wheel horse 1744 HXL, and it has a 17 horse Briggs Stratton. First thing I did was disconnected the positive side of the battery. It's already off. Next thing we're going to do is remove the hood. This here is most of the tools I'll be using today. I had to take the starter off already to make sure I got the right one. That there's the part number and everything, and this is a 14 tooth. They also have a 16 tooth. That's why I had to take it off to see which one I needed. Luckily I did, because this one here was the 14. There's a little list of most of the tools I'll be using today. Nothing fancy here. It's all Harbor Freight. Okay, to remove this hood, there's 2 bolts. One on each side right there. Gonna need a 15mm socket. Got one on each side. The thing's kind of heavy when you take it off. I recommend that you get somebody to help you. Now, like I said, there's a bolt right there. I don't know if you can see it or not. Right there, it's one on each side. When you take those out, the thing will fall off of there. You might want to get somebody to help you hold it up. I'm gonna get this off. I'll be right back. Okay, now I got the hood off. My next step is, on mine, I have to remove the gas tank. You may not have to. Depends on what make model you got. On this one here, I've got to remove the gas tank in order to get this blower housing to come up out of here. In order to remove that gas tank, I got a fuel line right here I'm going to be disconnecting. Regular screwdriver, take that clamp off, pull him off. And then over here I got this bar's got 2 bolts on it, and they are a 8mm. Got one right here, and I'm not even taking this one off. I'm not taking this one off over here. I'm just taking that one loose. I'm gonna swing this bar up out of the way and then pull that tank off. And I also got a screw right here. Now when I pull that fuel line off, there could be gas coming out of there. Luckily this one has an off switch. Turn it off right here before you disconnect that line. If you do not have an off switch, you can take a screw like this, pull it off, stick it in the end of it, and hopefully all your gas keeps from running out. But this one has an off switch. Turn your off switch off, pull that hose, bolt. There's another one down there if you need to take it off, and then this whole gas tank will come out. So let me get that off and I'll be right back. Alright, now we got the fuel tank off. There it is. Got that out of the way. Now the next thing we got to do is get this out of the way. It's got 4 bolts right here that are 8mm. You take this cover off, the screen. And I also got to remove the oil fill cap. Just unscrew it and put them off this side somewhere, because we got to get this blower housing cover off. But the next step is get this off and take the dipstick out. These here are 8mm. I'm just using the 8mm socket. Got 4 of them. All right, we're gonna get that off. I'll be right back. Okay. Now we got the oil dipstick off, got that screen off the blower. Now we got to remove the actual blower housing. It's got 2 screws right here, and for that I'm just using a regular flathead screwdriver, just like so. Take those 2 screws out, and by the way, there's the model number and everything for the motor is on that little plate right there on top of the blower housing. Okay, and we also got to remove the air breather. You got this plastic nut right here. I don't know if it has to come off. Makes it easier though when you're trying to get everything lined back up. Take that off there. Got another one down here. Take that off. Just like so. Set that off this side. Alright. Now we're going to get those two screws out. I'll be right back. Okay, removing the blower housing. There was 2 bolts right here, regular screwdriver. There's also 2 here on the back plate right here. One there, 10 millimeter. Gotta take them off too. And then the blower housing should come off. Just like so. Alright. Now we got to remove this dust cover right here. Got 2 bolts. One right here. 1/4 inch. Remove the little dust cover. Alright. Now we need to go ahead and get this battery wire off right here. $11 millimeter. Alright, next thing I'm going to do is remove this cover, because you can barely get to this bolt with this cover in the way. I can't even get a wrench on it, so I'm going to have to remove it. It's got 2 bolts, 3 bolts. There's one right here, which is 8 millimeter. There's another one down here on the bottom of that, 8 millimeter. And then, let's see, I can get the guys in there. And there's another one right here. That's a 13 millimeter. Take those 3 bolts off, this cover come off. Make your life a lot easier. Let me get that off. I'll be right back. Okay, all we have left now is these 2 13 millimeter bolts back here. That one has a little wire clip on it to hold them wires back from hitting that blower housing. Just a little clip, so make sure you put him back on that side. And there's no way to get a socket on this one back here. Well, maybe. The little sucker's heavy, so hold on to it. And there we go. We have removed our starter. Oh, there's a little bitty push pin wire holder thingy here. Yeah, that's the technical term for it. Gotta push him. back out. There we go. All right, I'm gonna go grab new parts. I'll be right back. All right, here's our new starter. First thing I'm gonna do is hook that wire clip back up. That's where I took it off at. He just pushes in there. Just like so. Hold him up here and get a bolt started. Alright, there's one. We'll get the other one started. Be right back. Alright. There we go. Got both these bolts back in. Had to use a 13mm wrench on that one. Of course, you can reach this one with a socket with no problem. We got these two wires back here. That one had a little clip that came out and just holds those wires in place. Keeps them from rubbing up against the flywheel. So we got that taken care of. Now we're going to go down here and work on hooking up the battery cable to the starter. And I like to use a little bit of dielectric grease on there. It keeps it from corroding. Make sure you get a good contact and all that. Let's see what size. Find out what size it is for you real quick. That is 11mm. So I'm going to put some dielectric grease on there, tighten it up, 11mm socket. And I'll be right back. Okay, now we got to put this heat shield back on. And it's got 2 bolts in it. 3 actually. It's got 8mm back here. It's got another 8mm right down there. And it's got a 13mm bolt that goes in between there. That one is kind of hard to get to. So I put the 2 8mm bolts, one there and one in the back, kind of got them started. And I put that 13mm bolt in my nut driver. And then I slid it back in between there to get that one started, because he was kind of a booger to get to. So that's the 13 on this one, 8mm on the other 2. Be right back. Alright, next thing we got to do, got a dust shield back on, starter hooked up, wires. We got to put this dust cover back on. He goes on just like so. And it has the 2 1/4-inch screws. Got 2 1/4-inch screws, one right there, and the other one goes right there. Let me get them on, be right back. Okay, next we're going to replace the blower housing. There we go. Alright. And it has 4 screws. That's 2 in the back here. They're 11mm. Got one here. And one here. It's just a regular screwdriver. Let me get that buttoned up. Alright, next we're going to replace the oil dipstick. And then the air breather and cover. Replace the screen. It's got 4 bolts. I believe they were and they're 8mm. Got 4 of them. 8mm. Alright, next we're going to hook the gas tank back up. Just sit down inside here. This bar comes over here. It's got 1 8mm bolt. It goes right here. And that's it. That is the only thing that holds that in there. I gotta tighten that up. Then you gotta put your fuel line back on the carburetor right here. Alright, let me get this stuff tightened up. Be right back. Alright, now we gotta put the hood back on. And that was those 2 15mm bolts. They both go, one right there and one on the other side. And I suggest you get somebody to help you because that hood's actually a lot heavier than it looks. Alright, let me get that on. Be right back. Alright, last thing to do is to hook up your battery. Other than that, you should be ready to go. Alright, here's that new starter. All hooked up, ready to go. Got an Amazon starter. I think it was about 35 bucks. You saw the part number. Works really well. It won't start right now and run because I got to replace the carburetor. I got a new carburetor too. That's going to be my next video. Thank you for subscribing. Hit like, and remember, just your average Joe trying to save some dough here.